So today we are going to start with a new topic, that is nutrition in living organism. This is the 4th chapter of your general science. Students, before beginning of this chapter, let us see what are the learning objectives of this module. You are going to learn about what is nutrition, what is autotrophic nutrition, which is a types of a nutrition, then what are transport system in plants, biological fixation of nitrogen, atmospheric fixation of nitrogen, and symbiotic nutrition. Students, let's recall, which you already studied in your previous standard, that is in your 6th standard. What is malnutrition? So, student, malnutrition occur when all the nutrients that the body needs are not obtained in the proper proportion from the diet. Second question, which are the ways to prevent malnutrition? So, malnutrition can be prevented by taking a balanced diet. Once again, student, I am repeating, by taking a balanced diet and avoiding the deficiency of any nutrient. Students, let us learn about what is nutrition. First of all, let us see the definition of nutrition. The process of taking in and using food which take place in living organism is called nutrition. Student, some life processes goes on continuously in living organisms. Student, you all know what are life processes. For an example, breathing, digestion, circulation, these all processes are called life processes. Substances which are digested and assimilated for obtaining energy and for growth and health of our body are called foodstuffs. Students, we get several types of nutrition from foodstuffs. Nutrient can be classified into two types, namely macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients, for an example, it consists of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. And micronutrient, it consists of minerals and vitamins. Students, you had learned about what is nutrition, what is foodstuff, but why there's a need of this nutrition? Why we need nutrition, student? So student, we need nutrition to get the supply of energy, which is very important. Why? Why energy? Because it is required for doing day-to-day routine, day-to-day work. Nutrition is also required for growth and development of our body. It is also required to replace the damaged cell. Student, as you know, we get dead cell every day. Okay, so to replace that dead cell, we need energy. Our body need energy, and that energy comes from nutrition. And to repair the tissues, as we get injured for any of the reason, our body get injured, so that injured place, to repair it, okay, to repair the tissues, we need nutrition. Also, very important, we need nutrition to fight against diseases. Now, student, nutrition is divided into two categories: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Now let us see what is autotrophic nutrition. Some organisms can produce their own food and thus nourish themselves. This is called auto, means own food, so it is autotrophic nutrition. Now Heterotrophic nutrition, some organisms depend on other organisms, plants or animals for their food. This is called heterotrophic nutrition. Let us have a look on autotrophic plants. So student, before this topic, can you tell how do plants produce their own food? Think students. Yes, plants prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis. And these kind of a plant are nothing but autotrophic plants. So student, plants also need food for their growth. They can produce their own food with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll. Plants make their food in their leaves using water and nutrients from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. This process is called photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis can be represented as 6 CO2, that is carbon dioxide, plus 6 mole of water, that is H2O, in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a component present in leaves of a plant, which gives food, that is glucose, C6H12O6, plus oxygen, that is 6O2. Students, plant convert light energy into chemical energy, which stores it in the form of food. Water, minerals and salts are absorbed by roots from the soil. The stem transport them up to the leaves. The leaves have microscopic openings called stomata. Once again student, I will repeat. The leaves have a microscopic openings, very tiny holes on the leaves, and that is called stomata, through which they take in the carbon dioxide from the air. The chloroplast present in the leaves contain chlorophyll, which absorbs sunlight, helping to convert carbon dioxide and water into food. Oxygen is given out in this process. Okay? Glucose is stored and oxygen is given out. Beside leaves, photosynthesis takes place in some other parts like green stems too, as they contain chlorophyll. Student, now next topic is transport system in plants. Okay, how the transport take place, like transport of water, minerals, food, etc. in the plants. So, the transport system of plant consists of xylem and phloem. Student, xylem and phloem is the conducting tissues which is present in the plant. Okay, these two is the tissues which is present in the plant, with the help of which the transportation take place in the plant. Now student, the xylem transport minerals and water from the root to all aerial parts of the plant. Aerial means upper part. And the phloem transports the food. Food in the sense you can say glucose, etc. from the leaves to other parts of the plant, where it is either consumed or stored for the future use. Though the plants have a transport system, they do not have a separate digestive or a excretory system. Student, once again I am repeating, plant have a transport system, okay, xylem and phloem, but they do not have a separate system for digestion and excretion. Students, do you heard about chemosynthesis? This is somewhat kind of photosynthesis, but this is different from photosynthesis. So let us have a look on chemosynthesis. So student, organisms that live in areas without light, such as the deepest part of the ocean, they cannot perform photosynthesis. Why? Photo means light. So in presence of sunlight only they can prepare their food. So chemosynthesis are the process by which organisms prepare their food, but in absence of a light. Okay, where light is not possible to reach, there they convert the chemical into food. So near deep seas vents in the ocean, specialized bacteria split hydrogen sulfide molecule that comes out of the vents. They use the energy obtained from breaking the chemical bonds to create energy storing compounds. Student, chemosynthesis. The word chemosynthesis comes from the root word chemo for chemical and synthesis for to make. Its function is similar to that of photosynthesis, which also turns inorganic matter into organic matter, but uses the energy of sunlight instead of a chemical energy to do so in photosynthesis. Okay. Today, chemosynthesis is used by microbes such as bacteria and archaea, because chemosynthesis alone is less efficient than photosynthesis or cellular respiration. It cannot be used to power complex multicellular organisms. During chemosynthesis, they allows organism to live without using the energy of sunlight or relying on other organism for their food. Chemosynthesis turns non-living matter into living matter. It is used by microbes living in the deep oceans, organisms living in sunny environment. It has been proposed that chemosynthesis might actually have been the first form of metabolism on Earth, with photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Students, now let's recall which you already studied in your previous standard. Student, do you know which are the different substances excreted by the plants and why? So, excretion is characteristic of living organism. Accumulation of excretory substances may affect the normal functioning. Animals, plants don't have specific organs for excretion. Waste substances are stored in their leaves, are shed along with the leaves during specific season. Example of excretory product are resins, gums, latex, etc. Our next topic is synthesis of other nutrients by plants. Students, plants produce carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. As you all know, carbohydrates are made from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Proteins are made from carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Air contains gaseous nitrogen. However, plant cannot utilize gaseous nitrogen. It needs to be fixed, that is converted into compounds. Fixation of nitrogen occurs by biological and atmospheric methods. Students, as you all know that plant need nitrogen. Okay? Plant need nitrogen for the synthesis of proteins within their self. So, for obtaining nitrogen, there's a biological fixation of nitrogen. Students, for this biological fixation, there is two different types of microorganism. So, one is rhizobium and the other is Azotobacter. Now, let us see how do they do this. Rhizobium is a genus of bacteria associated with the formation of root nodules on plants. These bacteria live in symbiosis, means mutual relation, with leguminous plant. They take in nitrogen from the atmosphere and pass it on to the plants, allowing it to grow in soil low in nitrogen. Okay. This bacteria provide low nitrogen for the plant to survive it properly for proper growth and maintenance. In return, it requires protein. Okay, this bacteria require protein from the plant, leguminous plant, from their nodule. So there is a mutual give and take relationship between this bacteria and plant. That is why it is called as a symbiosis. Next is Azotobacter are aerobic. Aerobic means they need oxygen. Okay, free living soil microbes that play an important role in the nitrogen cycle in nature, binding atmospheric nitrogen, which is inaccessible to plants, and releasing it in the form of ammonium ions into the soil, which is nothing but a nitrogen fixation. This biological fixation takes place in leguminous plant, which contains microorganisms. These microorganisms are capable of absorbing atmospheric nitrogen. They are present in soil and convert into nitrates. Students, do you know lightning, which is also called as a thunderbolts, occur in the rainy season? These causes atmospheric nitrogen and oxygen to react with each other to form nitric oxide, that is NO, which is again oxidized to form nitrogen dioxide, which is NO2. The nitrogen dioxide dissolves in rainwater and is converted into nitric acid, that is HNO3, which gets added to the soil along with the rainwater. This acid reacts with different minerals in the soil and convert it into salts. Plants use this nitrogen salt for their growth. Now let us see what is symbiotic nutrition. Student, in some cases, two or more than two different types of plants live together to fulfill their needs of nutrition, protection, support, etc. with each other's help. This type of nutrition is called symbiotic nutrition, that is give and take relationship. Some fungi grow around the roots of some other plants. These plants supply nutrient to the fungi, and in turn, fungi supply minerals and water to the plants. Some fungi and algae live together. The fungi provide water, minerals as well as shelter to algae. In return, the algae provide food to the fungi. Lichen is an example of a symbiosis between algae and fungi. So symbiosis is nothing but a give and take mutual understanding between the two plants or microbes. Here is the points to remember. Substances which are digested and assimilated for obtaining energy and for growth and health of our body are called foodstuffs. Nutrients can be classified into two types, that is micronutrient and macronutrients. The process of taking in and using food which take place in living organism is called nutrition. Autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition are two types of nutrition. Plants in presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water prepares the food for the plants. This process of making food by plant is called photosynthesis. The transport system of plant consists of xylem and phloem. Plants do not have a separate system for digestion and excretion. Students, now I want you all to do a small assignment based on this module. Differentiate between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Answer in one word. The process of taking in and using food which take place in living organism. The part of leaf which contain chlorophyll. The gas which is given out in the process of photosynthesis. Microorganism capable of nitrogen fixation and present in root nodules of leguminous plants. And the last one, complete the given chart. So, my dear students, today we are going to stop here. In the next module, that is next upcoming video, we are going to learn some more important topic of this chapter. So student, if you want me to make such an educational videos further, so please do like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Till then students, take care. Thank you.